Hey, Leo, how's it going?
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Good. Like we've got Jeff, Nick, John. Cool. Kinds of people popping in here. If you guys haven't been in office hours before, um, usually, the very beginning here, everybody's got a question, get started, raise your hand, unmute yourself. Um, and then, yeah, we just go from there.
I don't have any particular questions other than to find out about any releases of the upgrades that you guys are doing right now. Anything coming up?
We've got the keyword intent search, hopefully by the end of this week, if not on Monday. And right after that will be the property search. So we've kind of hinted at that one a little bit. So I'm just letting a few more people in here. But those will be the next two big releases. Um, Everything else is just kind of, we've had a few bugs we're working on, some requests, just minor changes. But those will be the next two big releases we've got coming out. Cool. Nick, I see you got your hand raised.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I just have a question. I posted it on the Facebook page, and well, here's my question. With the website leads, someone comes to your website, we want to send an automation to them, for whatever reason. My main concern is sending the same people over and over again. Like, I'll just give you an example. One of my clients is a tool rental place. So people come to the site, they come to the home page, they open a pop-up, they choose the tools they want to rent, they pay for it, they're done. Some of these guys rent things weekly. I'm worried about paying for and sending them emails every week. So is there a way we could add a suppression list for people not to count? Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, so the list that is created for that already takes care of that. So with the code you put on your website, you have to create a list before you create that search. That list ensures that you don't create any duplicates. So as long as you're sending people from that specific list to a workflow in HighLevel, you should not have any duplicates.
Well, what do you mean from that list? Because what I want to target is people that aren't on my list. Someone that's never been to the site, they come to the site for the first time. That's who I want to send an email or a text.
Yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about when we set up a list here.
Okay. I just want to
Hey
make sure
Nick, just
once we go ahead.
don't send them to a known page. Send them to a hidden page on your website so that anybody that just visits your site will never get to that page. Then you'll get all them and they'll only get there once because even if they come back to your site, they're not going to go looking for that hidden page. So then you're only going to get new traffic that comes to that page, so you're not going to be duplicating it.
But that's the thing. I can't send them to a specific page. They come to the home page. They go to Google, they search tool rental or whatever. They see a flyer, they go to the web page. So my concern is when someone comes to the home page, not repeatedly paying for that person over and over and over again. I mean, I see what you're saying. If I was running ads and I was only sending people from the ads to the site, and those are the people I wanted to reach out to, fine, I'll build the landing page. But this is for like organic searches, people that see our social media. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, hey
And
Kyle, are you guys going to be able to have that scrub the list if it's in this list? Don't add it to this list. Are you going to have that feature anytime soon?
Not anytime soon. It's on the roadmap. But what I was going to show,
They're trying to create a thing that where when you build lists, if that person comes back again, it won't add it back to it. It'll compare it to your old list, and it won't send it to where then it won't go into your workflow.
Yeah,
It just
that's what
doesn't
I need.
exist. It doesn't exist yet, but they're working on that.
Okay, so that's
yeah, what I was
coming.
going to say, Nick, about your website though,
Yep.
is, I've got the list. This is the list I'm referring to. So when you create a website search,
Mhm.
you're creating a list, right, for those specific contacts to be added to if we can identify who they are and enrich their data and send it to this list from your website. Now, what I mean by, hey, there's not going to be any duplicates in here is when we're adding people to, a specific list, part of our process for that list on any of our searches is to say, does this contact already exist in here for that specific list that search is tied to? What Jeff was mentioning was like a global scrub to say, check all of my lists to make sure this person doesn't exist anywhere else. That does not exist yet, but for this specific example, if I'm only adding contacts from that website to this list, we do scrub against that list to say, does this person already exist in that specific list? So this
Okay.
could help you here with that because, you know, um, as you can see here, like this is currently running for White Label Suite. There's not one of the same person, in here, and that's done on purpose. Even if Lisa keeps coming back to the website, we've already figured out who she is. We're not going to keep adding her to the list over and over again. So,
Okay, so
yeah,
to clarify, if I add the code to my homepage, for example, the first time somebody comes there, fine. Even if they're a past client, you guys will send them an email. I'll pay for the lead, no big deal. If they come back again, it won't happen again.
yeah, because we've already it's called resolving an ID. We've already figured out who that person is. We've already got their information, and we're comparing it to what already exists in the list. And to your point, if the
But
list is
aren't you?
blank, you just set it up, then yeah, they're going to get added to the list because there's
But
nothing in there
Kyle,
yet.
don't. If he sets it up on automation, though, you're scrubbing the list. But if he's got an automation every time they visit, that automation he's got to do it manually to do it the way you're saying. Because if he doesn't, if he sets an AI agent every time they come there, even though you have the information, it's still going to go to the automation and then send it to high level.
No, because the information already exists in the list if they've already been
Even if they
identified.
just come back.
Yeah, we're not adding them to the list again, so it wouldn't trigger that workflow.
Now, what Jeff was talking about, that'd be helpful. Like if I wanted to take the 600 or 700 clients they already have, add that list so they never get anything, that would be
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah.
But for now, I don't mind sending them each something the first time they're there. I'll put an offer in there or something. So,
Yeah,
okay. So what Jeff is talking about, that will be really helpful later. I take on a new client. I don't want to spend the money for the people that are already their customers. I could just upload that whole list and, they're not considered. But for what you're talking about, the first time they come, it would trigger everything. They get the email from us. They come back again the next week to place another order. It would not trigger. Yes?
yeah, it's already identified that person, and it's not going to add them to the list again.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted to take somebody's existing list though, and if it didn't have a lot of data on it, if it's missing phone numbers or it's missing email addresses or something, I would still recommend uploading it just to get that missing data. But if it's a list
Yeah.
that you've already scrubbed, it's good, great. Yeah, then
Okay.
add it to that list, and then yeah, let's not add them to any other list again. Um, but
Yeah, I can see
yeah,
the
for your
use for
example
both.
here,
But yeah,
right?
because I asked about it on the Facebook page, and what I was told was, well, that's easy. Just don't put the code on your homepage. But I have to put the code on the homepage in this instance. So okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
All right. Thanks,
The answer
Jeff.
is never going to be not to put it on the homepage. The answer is going to be send your traffic. Like you said, though, you just have general searches that are going off of Google. But if you're running ads, send them to a page that's not known, because then you'll never have that conflict. Because people aren't going to go back and visit some page that has, and you can even make it difficult, right? You can make the URL and then, AB 96G536, whatever, so that they will never be
Yeah,
able to type in and go there. You know?
right. I never want to send ads to my homepage anyway, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's good for that. All right, I got it. Because that's the reason
Cool.
I joined WLS, for those two new features, for the website visitor and the search intent. And I'm thinking, shit, it's got to work this way or I can't use it. So good, I'm good.
Yeah. And, not everybody is going to get resolved either. It's 100% of your visitors aren't going to, we're not going to match all of them to data. And so they could fall through there anyways and not necessarily be created as a lead.
Oh,
Because, yeah, we have to have got to have enough data to figure out who they are and create a lead out
okay.
of that.
And hey, since I'm here, I got one more question, then I'll shut up. Is there a choice to use the data and then another way to use it scrubbed or more advanced or something? I just heard something made me think that there's one way to get their information and another way to do a more enhanced search or something. Is there two different types of searches or just one? Do you know what I'm asking?
Well, there's multiple types of searches, but it just depends on what search you're starting with and what kind
Okay,
of
not
enrichment
the
you're looking
search
for.
type,
Yeah.
not the search type, just in general. I'm not asking it well, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give you an example. Maybe this is what you're talking about. For instance, if I run a people search and I just get back email addresses and I want to enrich that contact and see if they have a phone number, that's an additional enrichment.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah.
The enriched. So there's a regular search and there's an enriched search.
Yeah, and the same thing with
Yeah,
like the local search. If I, pull back a company and there's two email addresses, and maybe I want to run an additional enrichment on that, see if there's more employees that I can find that work there, that's an additional enrichment.
and they're each different costs. There's a different
Yeah,
cost
and
to enrich it.
that'll show you in those costs. Like I'll pull up this HVAC one here. Um, See if I have one I didn't. I think I enriched all these guys. But what the
Okay,
data is coming back is this additional info. And if I can pull that information, like job history or
right.
um,
All the other
yeah,
variables that
additional
we.
contact info. But
Yeah, I think
on
all
a
I
company
want.
one,
I think all I want is
yeah,
email and phone, so I could email them and text them. But
sure.
okay. So I don't have to always enrich everyone if all I want is email and phone, so it costs a little less, right?
Yeah, you don't have to enrich everybody. Just depends on
Sure.
the search that you do, and if you're getting the data back that you want, then
That I
yeah, you
need.
don't have to do that
Sure.
extra step.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, Jeff.
No problem. So you got your hand raised. Hopefully I don't butcher your name. Is it
Gaetano.
Gaetano? Okay, perfect.
Gaetano. Okay. So this may not be the time for me to ask this question, and if it's not, it's fine. I can circle back with someone, but it's been a while since I actually was demoed White Label Suite, and I actually was able to use it on around 3,800. Excuse me, a list of about 3,800. And then we had to use, and then the initial search, and then we did an enrichment. So I understand that part, but is it, can I get just like a brief bird's eye recap of what White Label Suite is all about and the features that it does have that I may not be aware of? And, or perhaps if not, if this is not the time, um, how do I get that information?
Yeah, I'm going to drop that in the chat for you. This would be a good, so we've got a couple of different onboardings each week, and that'd be a good time to go through the whole program. I've dropped a link in there. So you pick a day, time that works for you. But yeah, that would be the best time to get the whole overview because, that's probably about 45 minutes it would take to go through everything with you. And we do that on our group onboarding calls.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I will do that. Thank you.
No problem.
Kyle, isn't there a courses area in everybody's account as well? Like if you click on your name, you can go, one of the pop-up menu has a courses area where it has the onboarding course and the GPT. Yeah, there you go. Bingo.
Yeah, this is an option as well. I so that's good. I like pointing people to the onboarding just so you can get your questions answered live while you're there. But yeah, good point, Warren. We do have this as well. So if you go through that, and maybe that'd be a good starting point, and maybe from there have your questions ready to go for the onboarding call. Will be good as well. Cool.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Ron.
I have a question. I couldn't find the raise your hand button today, but can
No
you
worries.
can you explain how I can pull in from the enrichment the LinkedIn other info other than the LinkedIn URL? Went through the enrichment
Like
and
the
I was looking at custom fields, but it was not. I wasn't able to add a custom field for the summary, the title, some other of the metadata.
yeah. So that as soon as you send over a contact, that's automatically created in HighLevel, and it's going to be under additional info is where that is pulled in for a contact. So if you run a summary, if they have more than just like their LinkedIn profile, maybe they have a Facebook or an Instagram, that's all going to be under additional info.
And is that an array? Because I already have fields set up for enrichment for the LinkedIn summary for the title. So I was trying to map it one to one for those fields.
You won't be able to map that because those are automatically created. You may be able to get close to mapping that if you want to change. So I'm in integration under the CRM custom fields. If you want to change the LinkedIn URL field name to that name, you could do that. But these are all the fields that automatically get created when you send over a contact.
Okay, so where is the LinkedIn about and the LinkedIn heading and the LinkedIn title?
That doesn't get mapped over. It's just the URL.
So how? So where? I mean, that was one of our big asks is getting the LinkedIn summary, the raw data, so we can fine tune it.
What do you mean by fine tune the
Well,
about
in the
or
generating a personalized email or text using the summary
yeah
and their about.
yep. So that's under AI summary, and that's this guy here. So when you run that summary, that's gathering that information for you. Is that
So
what you're referring to? So I'm taking the LinkedIn info, maybe info I find on their site. If you want just the specific, hey, I only want to know what's in their about section on their LinkedIn profile, then I would create a custom prompt for that. under AI Assistant, and literally just spell that out in here. It's like just return the info in their about section on their LinkedIn profile if that's what you're looking for.
And then how would that map to a specific field in the account?
Yeah, so that would get created automatically. When you create these prompts, we go back to the integration section with the custom fields. Any custom prompt that I create beyond, the default fields here, you can see like I've done a custom test. This was just to show an example. I created a custom prompt named custom test, and that's the field that will be mapped over as soon as I send over a contact that's been run through that prompt.
But
So these
but Kyle,
fields
that's
get
going to be the
created
whole
each time.
thing. That's going to be the whole summary, though. It's when you put that in there, your summary is what's going there, just like on AI summary. He's wanting one data point in each field, not the whole thing to where he can pull it from that field.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The only way you can do
So
that,
you
Ron,
just
is you create a workflow that pulls the summary out, and then the workflow will look. Then the tags you have in the summary, you can probably write it to where it will sort it, and then it will then update contact field or custom field. Use that, and then it will put it back into the custom field, and then you could use the custom field. I mean, it's a long damn way of doing it, but you could probably do it that way.
Yeah, it doesn't really work that way unless you have access from a, like I've done it with different services like Clay, where it will actually go, it will get the title, it'll get the summary, get the about.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you can do that through a custom prompt.
Okay, so the custom prompt will then create the field and then limit it to just the existing data, not a summary of the data.
Yeah, if I write a prompt here, that says only, let's do their. So if I say look at LinkedIn URL and only return the about section, we can test this, and then if that's all you're looking for, we can run a test on it right
Yeah,
now.
I
See
mean,
if
it
that's
would be,
what it'll just pull it back.
I mean, that's one of the fields, but because I
Yeah.
like the title, the about, and a summary, sometimes a recent post, things like that.
He's wanting to
Okay.
segregate it. I mean, I want to see you run this test, but I think you're going to get more information back than what he's asking for. I'm curious to see if what you're doing here works.
Run the
Yeah,
test.
we can get it to like, I've done it before where, hey, just scan this and give me a yes or a no, and that's all it returns. So we know like that contact matches that or it doesn't.
So it's really just
So
knowing
that's
to
why
ask
we
the
have
right question.
yeah, and if you want to get that specific, Ron, to your point, the more specific you can be with a custom prompt, this would be a good test. The better results you're going to get. Because sometimes prompts are created and it's just like, hey, scan the website and tell me more info. Well, that's not going to really get you, much. So, yeah, let's
Yeah,
do a look at LinkedIn URL
our target is they're
and
all
see if this comes
B2B,
back.
so it's very
Okay.
the specifics about what they post and who they are extremely important.
About what they post. Okay. I'd be curious to see if it comes back with. Well, let's test this first. Let's test
Sure.
how specific we can get, and then this is going to be for people search. And see the field name here is it automatically creates that. So that's going to be the field name that gets sent to HighLevel when I run this
Yeah,
prompt.
whatever he's trying to get the information for is what he would put there. So,
And I could assume I could just use our existing fields since we already have them built.
Yeah, you would just change that in
The mapping.
the mapping. So I haven't run this yet, but let me run it on the contact and I'll show you how to change the mapping.
Cool.
So let's do it for this person here under custom.
Yep.
So we could go to this person's profile right now and see if this matches exactly what's in there. Is this their about section?
No, it's
Where's that
lower.
one that shows you?
It should be. Well, that's strange.
Oh, maybe under show all. Nope.
No. I'm wondering if it hallucinated. It doesn't look like this person filled it out.
Yeah, let's try somebody else here. I don't think they filled it out either.
Ron, do you have somebody?
Yeah,
Like an
you can
example
look
of
up.
somebody?
Yeah, you can use mine.
Oh, here we go.
It,
Here's let's look at Peter here.
Yep.
So he's got all this
Yep.
information.
Yep.
So let's run this on Peter. Okay, so this brought back a summary.
Yeah, and obviously it's missing a lot.
And that's what I said it was going to do.
Yeah, I think it's a prompt though, because we have a fairly large window for the results. So it's probably just my prompt. If I
Maybe
tweak
just
that,
say don't
yeah,
summarize. Provide the raw data. And the importance of that is that if you have different campaigns, then you'll give it different context on how to use that same data set, that same raw data.
what do I do here? I do that section. Okay. Let's do this under a new. Oh, expanded on it, but it's still missing some info. So yeah, I'd probably have to keep just tweaking the prompt on it.
How would you tweak that when you've asked it for raw data, but it's still following its own rules?
Tell it to provide the full data.
Yeah.
Full and complete. Be more
Kyle, could you
specific.
ask it to make a direct copy?
Yeah, we can see
Like-
if that works.
Where you don't want the summary at all, but want a verbatim direct copy of it.
Yeah, do not summarize.
Yeah, let's
He
see if
wrote that.
that's.
He wrote in there the last time. Don't summarize it.
The about section in its entirety.
Yeah. Yeah. Summarize.
No.
Yeah, got a little more info, but it's still summarizing it.
Can that be fixed?
I would think if you, it's just playing with the prompt and getting the prompt to get it right.
Try it now. Just put under no circumstances do not summarize at all. Provide the entire about
Well,
section
under
or something like
his, so
Say, copy word
Ron,
for
what are you
word.
looking for? What are you looking for specifically in their about section?
Well, it's what I don't know. I don't know. So it's basically all of that. And then if it's a custom campaign focusing on either their accomplishment or focusing on
Yeah,
their expertise or how long they've been in the industry,
sure.
pull in what their
Yeah, and
focus. I mean,
the prompt return all of that. What I'm looking at here is like this. There's a lot of fluff in here. This guy was going for like character count. If you look at it, um, because like leadership is lonely. Knowing that whatever leadership starts with this. Why do you need a business coach? Like this is a lot of sales pitch in here, and so I
but
would just
that's
try
not
to
for me
like.
to. That's not for us to judge. I'm just wanting to get the raw
No,
data.
I'm just
And
saying
then,
like if you want like, hey, how long he's been in business, what he provides, services, things that he covers, a simple prompt would pull that out of here. I don't think you need the entire about us section to pull that kind of data.
but I'm looking for the raw data. That's what I need.
He's wanting to be able to
Okay.
personalize his response. So if the guy says something in that fluff that he can use as a key factor in his next communication with the guy that somebody else may not say because he's got that raw data, that's what he's trying to utilize that. Which I understand why he's wanting everything because if he has it all, he can manipulate the information any way he wants. So I mean, I understand what you're saying, Kyle. It's giving you the key points, but it's not giving you the things the guy's talking about in fluff that you can reference when you're communicating with the guy either.
Right. I mean, I've been doing this for about a year with other data providers, and they pull in using the LinkedIn API. They're pulling in the very specific fields. Then I can come back and my prompt and my architecture can actually tie together how long they've been in their recent job and address what they say in their about and look at a recent post. And if it exists, then provide continuity.
Oh, okay. Um, got it. Yeah, I would think that would just be tweaking the prompt, but we can also look at what additional fields can we pull in because we do already pull in education, job history, contact, company. Yeah, let's see if we can pull in about current title, posts, and see if that can be part of that as well. And then you don't have to use the prompt to try and tweak that and pull that information.
That'd be great. And I think I have a list of those fields that's provided from LinkedIn.
Cool. Yeah, let's see if we can get those for you.
And is there any issues in uploading a list that we have emails and we need to enrich it with the LinkedIn if it's the LinkedIn's not available? Or right, we don't have the LinkedIn, so that be a people search based on an email list, like our existing list.
You can do based on their email or LinkedIn URL.
So how would we do a list of 300 emails with names?
It's going to be a bulk data enrichment, and you're going to use a CSV file to do that. You will need it to be.
I think it says right there that a LinkedIn URL or name and website, but all we have is the first name, last name, and email.
Oh, me too
Yeah, it
on
just
this
says for
one, by
more
the way.
accurate data.
Pardon me?
Oh, I was just joining in with you, Ron. I need that. I need to be able to upload a CSV with those things and get the LinkedIn profile URL. I'm interested in what you're asking.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, it's just more accurate data. Like the more points that we have, the better, information we can pull on that person. An email, yeah, if it's their work email, probably get better info. You can still use their other email address. But yeah, just saying that, for more accurate info, more things we can provide, obviously the better data we can return for that contact.
I think I tried that, and without the LinkedIn, it errored out.
It's a either
Okay.
or. Because Kyle did this the other day. It's either or, LinkedIn or email, I believe, wasn't it, Kyle? It was one of you can get by without not having without the LinkedIn.
Yeah, if you already have that list in like HighLevel, want to send it over via webhook, the LinkedIn URL is not required, and you can do email, but it's either or because we have to have one thing to reference, for that.
So it's just the first name, last name, and email.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, and that should work. Maybe my formatting on the CSV was off or something, or
yeah. The format does have to. Let me go back to the list here. You do have to put it in this specific format with these titles for each column.
in that
You
order.
guys, you need to put a link on there. Download this, where you can download
Download the
that
template.
CSV, and it's already got the headers in there. And then all you got to do is put your information in. That way people won't screw it up.
Great
Yeah,
suggestion.
we can have that.
I mean, that's
No problem.
most places where you can upload like that with a CSV. They literally you can just download a sample, data set, and it has usually just has one line in there, everything filled out, so you can see it. And then all you do is when you you import your stuff down below it, and then you just drag the columns where they need to go, and you're done.
Right. Cool. We can get that added.
Cool. Thank you. I'll definitely give
All
that a
right.
shot.
Yeah, no problem, Rob.
Thanks.
Dave, I see you got your hand raised.
Yeah, real quick, Kyle and Ron, I pasted that prompt in the chat, and I got that from DeepSeek. I posed a question to DeepSeek, and that's what DeepSeek spit it out. So if you want to give that a shot, one moment, you can give that a shot.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Dave.
My
Yeah, we're
my
gonna also
question,
see if we
Paul,
can just get the. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, hopefully it's quite simple. When we do a search for the website visitors and we want to do an automation, is the trigger already in our software, or do we create a new one? To say
You would
start,
have to create a trigger for that. Yeah.
create a trigger for it?
Yes.
Any ideas? Any suggestions?
You're talking about it in HighLevel, right?
Yeah, because we already have website visitor or page visitor. And we have the ability to check if we don't want them to repeat, do it again and again for an automation when we do an opportunity. So I was just
Got it.
curious. This is new, so I was just curious if you have a separate trigger in mind for that.
I do not. You know, two separate things. So with the website visitor search, it's collecting all those contacts that it can identify and put them in a list here. If you're sending that data over to HighLevel, I'm not sure how HighLevel's website visitor would trigger that or not. Or you're talking about an if else, like if they've already visited the site?
Yeah, so uh, unless I'm missing it, before this came out, I would have an automation set up for a website visitor for say my offers page. So
Sure.
if somebody's visiting that, I have that page and that URL triggered for an automation. So now that I could go search, now I could do a search to see who visited my URL. I just was trying to get an automation idea for how do you take that list and it's a different list than what you already can do. I was a little bit lost on that.
Yeah, so just to confirm, this isn't going to tell you everybody that visits your website.
Okay.
It's going to create a list of people that we can, the people we can verify and identify against multiple sources, and say, yes, we know, with certainty that this is the actual person who visited your website. It's not going to capture everybody, and so to your point, like you wouldn't have, you wouldn't have everybody on here to go and look at this and go, hey, who visited my website? Did this person visit? Because it's only gonna populate in this list who we can verify and pull back. If you want to trigger a workflow inside of HighLevel when you send this, maybe you're sending everybody or maybe a few people over to there. You're gonna have to create a trigger that says when this contact is created with a specific tag would be the trigger that I would
tag
use.
it. Okay, tag it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, start your workflow from there.
I forgot about the word tag.
Yeah.
Right. I'm good.
So are there,
All right,
is that list generated before there's charges for that list? Before it actually moves to an enrichment phase? So to that last question, if you already have a contact that has been enriched and they've come back to the site, it pulls up, we've triangulated who they are, so now they're in that list. Is there a charge for that, or is that you have to select who you want to push into the workflows?
Well, when it brings back the result, you get charged, right?
Yeah, correct. So when that result is returned inside of the list, that's when you're charged for that person. You can't select who you want to enrich or not based on if they've visited your website.
How do you eliminate the ones we already have information on, or they were previously enriched, or they visited the site, it was enriched, and then they come back again?
They're already in the list. So our system says, hey, this person already exists. Don't add them to the list again. All of our searches do that.
So essentially,
Okay.
you're doing the search. If it didn't exist, you get charged. If it does exist, you guys are eating that charge for that search.
Yeah, because we're not returning. It's the same as our other searches. Like when you run as long as you're doing it in the same list, right? Now, if you go off and create 3 different lists for your website, it's going to have duplicates because you've created 3 different lists. As long as you have the same list with the same snippet of code for your website, it will not create duplicates.
And the snippet has the list ID.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're maintaining one snippet, it should go into that same one list. And then you'll only get charged once.
Yeah, and that's if it can find that person. It's like I said, it's not going to identify everybody, but
right.
Yeah. Now, that being said, if they the other way this works as well too is if maybe they don't identify them on the first visit. Maybe there's not enough information, there's not enough action taken on the site, there's not enough things for us to go, hey, this is who this person is. maybe they come back to your site a couple weeks later and fill out a form or do something that like we can identify now, okay, we've now captured another piece of data that we can go out and say, hey, is this who this person is? Then they might get added to the list at that point in time. But if they come back 2 weeks later and they're identified again, then they wouldn't get added to the list again. So it's not a one shot, thing. As people interact with your site, they visit it, they take different actions, they come back. Just know like if you have somebody that says, hey, I visited your website today, and 24 hours later they're not in your list, probably didn't have enough information to capture that person. But if they come back a week later and do something else on your website and now they appear, doesn't mean that the snippet is broken or something is broken. It just means at that time we didn't have enough to say, hey, this is who that person is.
That makes sense.
So,
Yeah.
so Kyle, thanks for that. I just want to verify. Is there a big difference between if I run an automation using the trigger of if somebody visited my website that I created in White Label Suite or Go High Level? I tested that several times and it works. So if I do this kind of search, is there a real big advantage or distinct advantage for me to do it that way instead?
To do it in GHL versus White Label Suite?
Just the kind of ultimately I want to get an automation going. So before this came out, I tested a visitor to my URL and it works. So my automation gets triggered. So, and it's just a simple cold outreach to them. But
Yeah.
If I do this search, is it way better? Is there a distinct advantage of that?
Yeah, you're going to have more information on that person. It depends on if that's important to you or not. I mean, do you need to know,
Can I answer?
like what we're able to pull back?
Oh,
Yeah,
knowing
go ahead,
more
Nikki.
about them.
Hey, Kyle,
Yeah.
can you go to the contact tab? The actual contact tab
So,
for where you just were.
oh, and high level?
No. Here is fine. Doesn't matter. I mean, this is the information that's going to high level. Can you go to the contact
Yeah.
tab? So the additional information is only, can you go back there again as well?
Sure.
Okay. So that's the personal information that we're getting from the other platform. For these, for specifically, I do see the address, but what field is that going into? Where is that just going to the standard address field in high level? And why do I not see that in any of the tabs?
Well, this is pulling additional information there. The address would go for that particular contact under the address section in high level.
Okay, so to
This
answer your question, yeah, that's the kind of information, like having the address and having some of those additional piece of information.
So you're just
You
going to
can,
know, you're going to know quite a bit about them.
well, not just that, but you can automate based on that. So if you want to filter based on some of that data, you can filter, or like, one thing I'm working on, what I already did for a client is you can do like integrate print with it, which, you have to have correct, validated physical addresses to be able to do that. So there's some additional features that you can use and ways that you can use that data. So let's say, for example, I know this is a little bit more limited. One more time, will you click on additional information? So I can give an example. Okay, so maybe like if you want to target people in a specific age range, for example, so it has to be between, I don't know if that's a drop down or if that's a specific number, but you can filter off of that, or income. If people are under a certain income range, you might want to filter them out so you're not wasting money and time on them. So there's different things that you can do.
This is the information that comes up on that search?
This is from the web search.
Yeah. So when that person's identified, we can pull back this kind of data on them. Now, again, this is a range. This is a range.
I think
They're
another
probably
really obvious one
65
too
plus, but
is the homeowner. If they're not a homeowner, then you're probably not going to offer them certain types of services for your clients, right? You can just eliminate some people.
And what
Yeah,
does
is this
company
considered,
show?
is this additional information considering paying extra for that, or that comes with it?
No, it comes with it.
Oh, well, there's my answer. Thanks, guys.
So is that pushed to
Yeah.
individual fields?
It's pushed to custom fields under additional info and HighLevel. This specific section.
Each one, gender, age, those are all individual
Yes.
fields.
If you test it,
Yeah.
you'll see it on the contact under the additional information section. That's what he's
Yeah.
telling you, like the setup.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I didn't do a search yet, so thanks for that, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
And what comes in under company in that same scenario?
The company name.
Under-
I get them all the time.
Yeah, so like this one pulled back Integrated Health Holdings, so that'll get updated in a company field with their LinkedIn profile.
Is it actually going to the company object?
Yes. And you talking about the LinkedIn?
Well, the results in company, is that pushed to the HighLevel company object?
No, it's it's going into a custom field that they created.
Okay.
Yeah.
Including that LinkedIn company LinkedIn URL.
Yes. And it's a pain in the rear
Yeah.
because you got to map it. You got to create a workflow to take White Label Suite's information and put it back into HighLevel and update that field or value if you want it to be in the HighLevel actual field or value, like what's already there.
I thought all of
Makes
this
sense.
was already mapped to.
No,
The
they're mapping
integration.
it to they're creating their own custom fields.
You got to remember, this is a people search, right? So people searchers don't work the same way with company. Like this, it's going to go into the individual's kind of.
No, that's
personal
fine.
content.
I'm just all of the data that's been gleaned that we're paying for. We should have the ability to just port it right to those unique fields.
Yes, but it
Without
also
think
depends
jumping through
on
hoops.
I think it's
yeah, I
outstanding.
agree with you. But it's just the way that when you create an app in HighLevel's marketplace, you can only create fields the way that they have them mapped for the way that apps are created in their marketplace, if that makes sense. So we have a limited availability to say, okay, if I'm performing an action and sending this information to HighLevel, we have to do it in the way that their app marketplace connects that data to HighLevel, which at this point is just custom fields. So there's not a way for you to choose that beforehand and for us to give you that ability based on the limitations of creating an app in their marketplace.
And you mean as compared to the standard fields, which
Correct. Yeah.
is fine, but so if we want to put it into then you would create a workflow to
Yeah.
copy the data to the standard field.
To the standard field. Yep. That's the workaround right now.
So is any of it going to the standard fields? I mean, I assume
Yes.
the contact and the email.
Yeah, on HighLevel, you know how you have the general info under the contact that HighLevel actually already puts there?
Right.
Okay, the business name will go there. So I'm looking at one of mine right now. The street address, the business, the city, the state, all those filled in. The website, all those filled into HighLevel's general info. Anything that doesn't go in there will go into additional info from White Label Suite.
Got it. Thank
In
you.
its own custom field. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Kyle, that's way better than the other way, the older way.
Yeah. Right on, Dave. Leo, I see you got your hand raised.
Question. When I went to the seminar that you guys had in Las Vegas, I bought into one of the vendors that is called the Exact Match Marketing. How would that come into play, or will I need this versus the things that you guys are coming up with?
I can answer. Or
You will not need exact match marketing.
Yeah, this is
No?
the same type of information that you're getting. There's just different types of searches, but it sounds like those are coming too, right, Kyle?
Yes, the keyword intent search is the next one,
Awesome.
which you won't need exact match, marketing. You can use that search in place of what they have there if you want to.
Okay. So basically, you say I don't need it.
No, I wouldn't pay for both because you're going to get similar, data. So I wouldn't pay for both of them.
And maybe it's not a proper question to ask, but I'm just going to ask anyway. Do you know what the pricing is in comparison per search with them versus you guys?
A
Do you know by
lot
any
more.
chance?
You got to keep in mind you're paying a monthly fee there. That's probably going to be higher. And in addition to that, so if you have white label suite and you want that, you're going to have to pay their monthly fee on top of it, plus a setup fee. So it's like 1,500 to set up and then 350 minimum spend per month. So if you're not spending that 350 in leads, it'll roll over, but you still have there's upfront costs every month to have that platform. Just keep that in mind. So I would look at
Okay.
the data that you need, and if white label suite's covering it, there's no reason to spend that additional 350 a month.
Also, depending
Yeah.
on the type of leads, this type of leads you want, you pay in advance on a lot of that stuff too. Advance for the searches.
I didn't say no more. Thank you, guys. That was
Yeah,
it.
no problem. Cool. Warren, what can we do for you?
So going back to Dave's comment earlier, I didn't want to just jump in. For the website traffic, if you close Mario his account,
Yeah.
so in the custom labels, can you auto tag them with a label when they're added to this list? And if the answer is yes,
So
that will carry over into HighLevel and that'll trigger your automation over there.
yeah, you
You
can do
can
it by
do,
label or by tag.
you
And
can
you'd
do that
want to do
in the list, right?
Well, on the
you can do it.
go ahead. Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, you can do it manually in the list, or you can create an agent that says add this label to somebody before. Let me get to it here before sending it over to your CRM.
Yeah, so a label in White Label Suite is equivalent to a tag over in HighLevel. So when you transfer that data over, it'll trigger based on that label slash tag, any workflows that have a tag trigger and go HighLevel.
No, so the
Yeah.
tags in here are tags in HighLevel. Label is another custom field that's being added to that contact. So it's not
Gotcha.
adding a tag. You'd have to do that trigger based on a custom field that says, hey, if it's labeled action, then trigger that workflow.
Okay. Did that change? Because I could
It
swore
did.
like a year ago we had in White Label Suite, like prior to the transfer, we were able to label inside White Label Suite, and that carried over as an actual tag inside of HighLevel, which would automatically trigger workflows. But I guess that's different now. I don't know. Maybe I'm misspoken, I guess.
Unless that was
I could have
somehow already
swore I
set
No,
up.
had an automation set up like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, because your tags are always going to be the
okay.
tags like that's how it's mapped over to
Okay,
HighLevel
makes
when you send the contact, and a label is going to be mapped over as another custom field.
Okay. So when we add on
Yeah,
the website visitor, can we auto tag them when they're added to that list in White Label Suite and then have that tag carry over when we transfer the data?
yeah. So for like this particular list here, I'll add a tag and say every time somebody's added to that list,
Hmm.
add that tag to that contact.
Okay. Then that'll work, right?
Got
Because
it.
then,
Thank you for showing that, because I think that
yeah,
was where the confusion came in. You still can tag from the search, but
yeah,
in the label is something different.
And it
gotcha. Yeah.
works really
Yeah,
well, especially if you want to split stuff, right? You want to know where everything came from White Label Suite, so you just want a White Label Suite tag, just so you know that's where it came from, and then you can put individual tags based on what you want to do with it for the workflow. Because I've got like several workflows set up, and I tag them. I tag each one of them with 3 or 4 tags based on what the AI agent there is,
Yeah.
and then you can manipulate it once you have it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It works
Yeah.
really well.
The other thing too with the tags is like, let's say like you could just put WLS and then whatever the tag is. So you already know it's a white label suite. If it includes WLS in your tag or whatever your white label version is, you just put a little code in each of the tags. So you'll always know that that's a white label suite lead.
Yeah, so I want to say thanks for that information, but I'm going to have to determine if I want to just automate random visitors or I want to go in there manually and look at them and see who I want to send something to.
I would just say the criteria
Yeah.
for that, see if you can figure it out from the fields, and then you can have AI do that for you. You can have, or you can just use a workflow to do that filtering for you. And then, just be mindful that these are people who came to your website. They may not be, they might not welcome, certain types of contacts. So just like for me, I use ad retargeting. So just to stay in front of those people and print instead of like calling them, or I don't want to weird people out. You were just on my website, now I'm calling you,
Yeah,
or
I
send-
also have not been schooled on the AI agent and what it's capable of doing.
Got it.
So I got to learn about that AI agent and what it can do.
I recommend you going to onboarding because you'll learn a lot of that stuff there.
Again,
Yeah. Let me drop that link in there.
I like that advice. I want to do that.
Do the onboarding.
Well, for the AI agent, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, I learned stuff.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is go through the courses and then all your questions on the courses, write them down. And you're going to learn some things and then you're going to know what to ask because you don't know what you don't know. But if you go through the courses, you might get confused on stuff. So then you'll have real questions. So then when you go to onboarding, you can make it very productive because now you kind of have a background of understanding what goes on. And then you know what questions to ask. If you go there before you know anything about White Label Suite, you don't know what you don't know, and you're just listening to what they say, and you don't know how to ask your question. So that's what I recommend you doing: is looking at all the courses, play with it a little bit, then do the onboarding. You'll get the best. You'll get the most out of it.
One thing that I think is really
Yeah. Good
important
call.
too, and Kyle, if you can, just whatever notes, however this is helpful to you. A lot of these things that might seem like really basic onboarding questions, remember, a lot of us are white labeling this as well. If some of those questions could be answered in the white label Q&A, like simple things, like I'm trying to think of like what the most obvious one. Oh, somebody asked me today or yesterday, like how to send a test lead. So like I had to show them how to click on the integrations, go to your, whatever it is, your custom fields, and then click test. But like stuff like that's not obvious, and that's not in the help docs.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Any other
Like
examples like that?
even some of the questions that we had here, I just think like, how you do some very basic things, like things that just people would ask how to. So how do I do a custom an AI prompt or edit? I have to remap the AI prompts after, to a field, or create a new field after I create a new AI prompt. Like they don't know stuff like that.
Right.
So we might tell them
Yeah.
how
And
to build an agent, but
the
if they need a custom prompt, it's going to mess everything up.
right. That makes sense. All right. Leo, you still have your hand up. Did you have another question? No, good. Okay. Anybody else before we hop off here?
Hey Kyle, can we change this white label logo on the top left?
You can. That is under admin and business account, and you would update that information. But to see those changes, you do want to make sure that you're logging into whatever white label domain that you add.
Okay.
And that does have to be added to your DNS records
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. And then you'll create a login for yourself. And then, each time you log in, you'll see your updated branding and that logo changed.
And
Is it-
for my own usage, do I need to create a sub account?
You do not. No.
Okay, cool.
But
Thank
you
you.
might want to do that anyway for demos.
Yes.
Yeah, demos would be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It-
you're running your own searches and stuff like that. You don't need to log into your
Okay, cool.
white labeled account. Yeah.
Is there a white paper on that setup that you just described, Kyle?
There is. Those are all available here in the help library. So you can check that out when you're logged into the app, and that's available here. We have it also if you don't want to go outside of the app. We've got it under courses and under admin and reseller. And this shows you how to white label the whole system right here.
Perfect. Thanks.
No problem. And if you get stuck, we've got our little chat button down here. And if you don't have time to chat, you can open a support ticket and we can chat with you on email that way as well.
Hey, Kyle, one quick question about our new addition for searches. With the website visiting.
Yeah.
Was anybody planning on a idea, sales and marketing type little talk? Like come up with some ideas what to do with those people?
I'm sorry, can you one more time?
Yeah, on the sales and marketing end.
Yeah.
Ideas of what we're going to do with people who visit your website. Just was wondering if we were going to go there.
I mean, what we're doing is obviously offering them a trial to get started. I think it just depends on what the goal is for you and how you want to convert them.
So you set up some sort of an automation to outreach them and offer the things from the site that they visited. It's just that simple.
Yeah, or get them to opt into something, or keep the conversation going or get it started. Like, yeah, I think it just depends on what your goal is for those visitors, and yeah, what the first touch point is for them.
Sounds good.
Kyle, are
My
these
stuff's still gonna be ready by tomorrow.
are these
What's that,
recorded?
Jeff?
I says my stuff's still gonna be ready by tomorrow.
Should
You
be.
said by the end of the week. Tomorrow's the end of the week.
It is, right? Yeah.
All right.
Kyle, are these
I think
recorded?
there was one other.
Yeah, me.
Yes, they are.
Where
And they're located under courses and under training and office hours replays. You can find all of them right here.
all right, cool. Thank you.
I think we started uploading these on YouTube as well, but you can find them in here if you're in the app.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Michael, to answer your question, if you're not using White Label Suite yet, I would just book a demo if that's what you're looking for. And I'll drop that link in here real quick so you've got it before we log out here.
Hey, Kyle, is that the
Cool.
logo up in the left-hand corner or is that the favicon?
This is the logo. Your favicon will be this one up here.
Yeah, because I have mine. I thought I'm really glad that guy brought that up because I have mine changed and it's not accepting it.
There are size requirements. I think it'll tell you.
No, I've never changed it.
You've never changed it. Okay.
Yeah, it changed when we had our updates. So you see where you have all that information there? Mine never changed. but now I have white label suite up in the left-hand corner. Maybe put a ticket in for it.
If you're logged in under the white label suite, you're going to see white label suite. If you're logged into your
Yeah.
custom domain, then all those things you see in there will show up. You have to
Yeah,
be logged in under
I'm
your.
logged into my own custom domain.
You want to share your screen?
Okay, wait a minute. Hold it. Share my screen. Let me see. Share. All right, I'm trying to figure out what the heck thing to click on here.
I think I saw your tab. It said white label suite.
That
There it is. Yeah, so you're in the back office. So
I've never
if you
changed
scroll
it.
down,
Yeah.
your white label subdomain right there, leads dot.
Yeah.
That's what you need to log into to see a different logo besides white label suite in the top left corner.
Okay. When we do that
Oh,
now,
you said
just
you
do
were
it
in that.
That's what I thought I was.
Yeah, that's why he called BS without saying he called him BS. That's why he said share your screen.
So I'm not in it, right?
You're not in it. Yeah, and if that doesn't work, you want to check your DNS records because down below there's an A name record you have to have added to that for your subdomain for that to work. But let's see what you just loaded it here. Let's see if that pulls it up. There you go.
That solves that.
Oh,
Perfect.
looky there.
Well, look at here.
Yeah, if you need to, if you want to see those changes, that's where you have to log in. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just logged in the back office of White Label Suite. So cool. Alrighty. Well, I will see you guys on Tuesday if you're joining us for office hours then.
All right, thanks, Kyle.
Later, dude.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. I owe you one.